Hello, my name is Alex Belauste, and I'm here today to talk to you about a recent scandal that has happened with Volkswagen. As some of you may have heard, in the last year, Volkswagen had got caught for cheating emissions testing. And while that's something we don't have to worry about here in Oklahoma, a lot of other states in the U.S., that's something they do annually. And it's very important, and that you will get a big fine if you fail your emissions test. So what was going on here is that Volkswagen was actually implementing a software to cheat these systems, and we'll talk a little more about that in a little bit. It's a controversial topic because it produces an irregular amount of CO2, something that was being cheated and not necessarily measured properly, and it could have dangerous repercussions on planetary health in the long run. So what was happening here was that Volkswagen had actually claimed to have a low emissions diesel engine. They had actually been advertising it this year, especially for low emissions. And some of the models that were included in this were the Passat, the Jetta, the Beetle, the Golf, and even the Audi A3. And Audi is a branch of Volkswagen. So, like I said, Volkswagen was caught using emissions cheating software. It was able to detect when the car was being tested for emissions. I'm not exactly sure how they did that. Maybe it was designed with the emissions testing in mind. But what happened was it would allow the car's functions to change to lower emissions. It would implement a sort of safety mode. And the engine would run below normal power and performance. VW has actually admitted to over 11 million cars worldwide that have been fitted with this cheating software. So, a couple reasons why this is a controversial topic is because Volkswagen and US emissions testers were the parties involved. It's not necessarily something you really want to get into. It looks bad for your brand. Um, it came to the forefront of attention for two reasons. One being that Volkswagen is a huge corporation. A business like that doesn't want any bad press. And another reason being that passing emissions is a huge deal in most U.S. states due to going green policies. Um, so some of the engines that were affected were specifically the 3-liter diesel engines. These were the main ones that were equipped with the software, though there were others. At this time, Volkswagen, like I said, had been heavily advertising their diesel engines, which makes this scandal extra controversial. They had been advertising it as low emissions, and it's causing false advertisement for Volkswagen. So at this point, they look like cheaters, and they are also false advertising. It really puts a bad image on Volkswagen and their brand in general. Um, and so that's something that you definitely do not want to happen to your brand. So some impacts it could have on the future will be that the result of this cheating software is that the engines actually emitted pollutants up to 40 times above what was allowed in the U.S., which is a huge amount. This could have serious consequences in terms of global health, and could imply that other manufacturers have been doing the same thing. Um, as a direct result of this complication, the chief executive of Volkswagen, Martin Winterkorn, resigned. He said that they've broken the trust of their customers and the public, and Volkswagen is really hoping to win them back. It's saying that that's their most urgent task right now, is to win back the trust of their consumers. With that being said, this is definitely something that definitely needs to be looked into in terms of other companies, other automakers. That's not something that should be allowed or should be overlooked. Volkswagen has led the way in terms of a reason for cause, the fact that they have been cheating and using cheating software, like I said earlier, could imply that other automakers are doing the same thing. and it's simply something that cannot be allowed. So I urge you to do some research and see, learn a little bit more about the Volkswagen scandal, and maybe we'll find out something together. Thanks, guys.